Fomo templates have evolved over the years to become very hackable for any marketer to use. For example, you can see in this instance, we've connected a Stripe account, which shows off recent purchases, upgrades, and subscription renewals, but we have a lot of filters and things in play. So I'm going to walk through them one by one and also show you how you can leverage it on your website. First off, not all data is created equal. So while I might want a notification to say, John subscribed to our product, if our product has 30 different pricing plans and occasionally John inputs his name with bad spelling or with all capital characters or something else I don't want, I need to use features from Fomo like filters and template rules to sanitize the information and make it look clean on my website. In this example, you can see that for this first variable, first name, we're actually adding about 7 different filters. So let's break this down. The proper case filter will automatically capitalize the first character and downcase the other characters. Fallback random will fall back between one of these 3 values, so an entrepreneur, someone great, or an honest marketer, if the first name value is blank. Trim after will delete everything after a dash, so in case someone adds their name with their hyphenated last name, I don't want to show that, so we trim after a dash. Trim after.com and trimafter.com lowercase happen because occasionally people will sign up and they'll input their email address in the name field. Replacing store with someone is because if someone signs up through our App Store listings on Shopify, for example, it will say store XYZ versus the person's name. And then you can see subscribe to title. Now title, we're doing a few things. We're trimming after dollar signs. So that's if someone paid an invoice but didn't actually pay a recurring fee. Stripe will send us an amount and we don't want that. And then we have a fallback default here as well called a new plan if we don't know what their plan is, so maybe they're on a trial. And then we delete words like legacy. So if someone is renewing a legacy much less expensive plan, that wouldn't be clickable to go anywhere. So instead of legacy hobby and having that confuse customers, we just delete the word legacy and someone will see that John subscribed to our hobby plan. We're also leveraging Markdown here. So you can see that when you subscribe, and you can see that the way that works is you just surround a link. So I'd say something like this, link text, and then you have your link in parentheses. So that's what Markdown is. We didn't make this up. It's just a really neat protocol for formatting links online. And so what we've done here is we've actually wrapped around our title with Markdown brackets, and then we point all clicks on that title to our pricing page. Finally, we have our time ago. So that's a quick look at how we use templates and Markdown on our template message, but we also have a lot of other things we can do up here. In particular, I want to show you template rules. Now these are different from page rules. Page rules, as we know from another video, are how we can customize how Fomo turns on or off based on the visitor and where they are on our website and even what browser they're on, so mobile versus desktop. But template rules allow us to do things on a per integration basis. So with Stripe, for example, here are our template rules. If I scroll down to the bottom, you can see we have 3 already set up. If the variable first name has www in it, then do not create the event. What this is really saying is that we found out people were typing in their entire website occasionally into our first name field of our signup form. We could probably change our signup form to not allow dots or the word .com, but instead we've kept it flexible and Fomo just handles this in 1 line of code. Similarly, we handle if there's a capital www, and if someone pays a second or third or fourth recurring subscription invoice, Stripe sends us a slightly different looking payload. So instead of saying they subscribe to a plan, Stripe will send us data that says they paid an invoice. So for that, we simply say, if the payload contains the word invoice, then actually what we want to say is that someone just paid for another month of service. I can edit that to see how that looks. If variable is title, and here's all my variables, and it contains, I could say it does not contain or has a certain number of characters or whatever, and I chose the word invoice, then, and in my lin options, I can actually use the title value to do a lot of things, but I'm saying then change to, and I'm changing the title to another month. What's also kind of neat, suppose you have 3 different pricing plans, a basic, a gold, and a platinum, and you have a different image for your different pricing plans. Maybe you have a wristband or a bracelet that's different shades or colors of metal. What you could actually do is you could say, if the title contains basic, then change image URL to, and you could add some logo that is your basic plan metal. And you can do that over and over again, adding more template rules so that if their plan is the Pro plan, then maybe you change it to the Pro image. You can create unlimited template rules for any given integration. And as you create template rules, you can go to your Events tab to see which template rules are kicking in and how. If I click the Removed Events subtab, you can see these badges here. I see capture ratio and I see template rule. The template rule applied to this code commits is pretty obvious. It's that if we don't commit code more than at least once or twice in a 24-hour span, ignore creating that roundup. And I can go show you that one here. You can see our code committed. I go to rules. If the variable count is less than 2, do not create event. So basically, for a couple years, we did a lot of customer patches based on really template rules. So someone would say, my data came in weird and it needs to be this. Finally, we've turned it into this interface, and we look forward to your feedback as you get it incorporated into your website.